All right, so as you all know here on this channel, I love video games. But the idea I love behind a video game is live service. The idea that a video game can extend past its probably a year, 2 year life cycle at most and survive for 15, 16 years. Like for instance, looking at a game like Warframe, came out back in like 2013, 2012. It's still alive to this day and it's going to get an update later this month. Though one thing I hate about the genre is studios that take the idea and launch a unfinished game and label the game as live service as a reason they can release an unfinished game and then fix it later down the line, which is what we encountered when it came to Marvel, not Marvel. No, yeah, it's Marvel's. I was gonna say Marvel Spider-Man 2. Marvel's Avengers. That game came out by Crystal Dynamics, a studio that had no experience in live service games whatsoever, and it survived for a year, 2 years, and then it was shut down, which hurt my heart honestly because I played that game so much. I loved it, and the fact we're probably not gonna see another game like that for 5, 6 years at most, possibly 8. And so I saw this article uploaded by Jason Schreier. He put it up on his Twitter, and so I want to talk about it as I feel this article. If you watched my video about Warner Brothers live service problem when it came to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, spoiler, that's also what this article is about. I said basically what their problem was, which I reiterated at the beginning of this video, and what I feel like everyone should know. It'd be probably common sense. So right here we got it. Behind Suicide Squad, the year's biggest video game flop. After 7 years of tumultuous development, Warner Bros. Took a $200 million loss on the Rocksteady game. And so for me, that is crazy. $200 million. That's probably the budget for the game. And if that's accounting marketing, that's a whole lot of money Warner Brothers lost. Oh, God. Here you go. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to read just bits and pieces of the article. Most that stood out to me and I'll be using in this video. David Haddad, I believe that's how you say it. You can correct me down in the comments. The head of video games for Warner Bros. Discovery Inc. visited the London offices of subsidiary Rocksteady Studios in mid-February for an all-hands meeting. While previous gatherings with the executive had been peppered with tactical euphemisms, this time Haddad was blunt, according to two people briefed on his remarks. Weeks after its release, the studio's latest game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, was taking. Haddad shared few details on the exact scope of the Suicide Squad misfire, said the people, who asked not to be identified, discussing non-public information, but didn't take long for them to find out the extent of the damage. So as I said before, $200 million budget, that is crazy for games nowadays. So on May 9th, during an earnings call, Warner Bros. Revealed that it was taking, as I said before, $200 million loss in Suicide Squad, making it gaming's worst blunders. Behind the scenes, according to interviews with 24 people who requested anonymity because they weren't authorized to speak to the press, the development of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was a tumultuous affair. Plagued by countless delays, the game failed for a number of reasons, said the people, including a constantly shifting vision, a culture of rigid perfectionism, and a genre pivot that was ill-suited for the studio. A spokesperson for Warner Brothers Games declined to comment. So here in the article it says, at the time, the broader industry was growing increasingly fixated on games as a service, such as Destiny and League of Legends, which generate sales long after their initial release, continuously re-engaging players with endless updates and raking in fresh profits year after year. Armed with a battery of presentations, Warner Bros. Executives traveled to London to make the case that the growing category was the industry's future. It was a field in which Rocksteady had no prior experience. The Batman Arkham games were all single player. Even so, Rocksteady executives soon decided that, in keeping with their present company's newfound enthusiasm, Suicide Squad would become an online multiplayer game with live service content. As it set out to master a new set of skills, Rocksteady expanded over the next 7 years. It would swell from roughly 160 to more than 250 people, a size that grew unwieldy for managers yet still remained far smaller than the enormous teams behind similar games such as Destiny. During the early days, the studio kept its work on Suicide Squad a secret, even from potential hires. Several people who came on board during this era said they were surprised when they first arrived at the office and that they would be working on a multiplayer game, not at all what Rocksteady was known for. Many would depart as a result. And the fact that this game's development in and of itself, that even potential new hires and people who've already been hired saw the game and they're like, yeah, no, we don't want any part of this, we're leaving, is it's crazy to me. It's crazy, but also at the same time, again, as I said, it's a live service game, something Rocksteady has no expertise in whatsoever. So the fact Warner Brothers was doing this was clear. I guess what they were trying to make a quick buck on Suicide Squad, which to be honest isn't even that popular. It got what? It got 2 movies. One with what was his name, David Ayer. Second one with James Gunn, and it's getting an anime, which to be honest I haven't seen a lot of people say they're gonna watch it. Which I don't know why DC is so dead set on doing every single character that no one cares for. Like honestly, Suicide Squad I don't care for. I'd rather see Superman, heck, even another Batman game. And we're not gonna talk about Batman Arkham Shadows because that is VR only, and we all know how everyone cares about VR. They really don't. No one cares about VR until it becomes more of like what we see in something like what Ready Player One, or just the fact it becomes even more even just more, I don't know, more accessible to the average person is when people will probably start caring about VR more. But right now, no one cares. And there was also something else that said was the fact the development team, how it grew from 160 to I believe 250. That's what it said. But it doesn't compare to development teams like Destiny and League of Legends. So which made me curious on about, okay, how big is Destiny's development team? And so I found a number. It was another Forbes article by Paul Tassi, but this is I think it was like March, February layoffs. Woo. It was pre-March and February layoffs, or whenever layoffs happened this year. So ideally the number's probably a lot less. So right here, while the number may be technically correct, there appear to be a lot of caveats here based on what I've heard about the situation. Update, Bungie is giving me some updates. Okay, yeah. Right here, Bungie tells me they have about 1,350 employees right now, but that does not include contractors or Sony employees. So the fact, even a team the size of Destiny 2 can still fail on fronts as big as the big flop that was Destiny 2's Lightfall expansion is still, it's crazy to me. And again, it just proves the fact what I said before in my video and earlier, the fact that, again, game companies, Marvel, DC, any company, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt you are, if you're going to be making these live service games like Avengers, X-Men, give these games to studios who know what they're doing with live service. Like, heck, we all saw the leaked Spider-Man The Great Web from Insomniac. That got canceled, and which, to be honest, as much as we all wanted it, do we think Insomniac could have done well with that? I'm going to be honest, I don't think they could have. As cool as that would have been, they should have, I don't think Insomniac, unless they have experience in live service, which I don't know, I'll probably put it up right now. I'll probably put it up if they have or not. But as far as I know, they don't have experience in live service. So if they'd be able to do it, I'm kind of concerned about that. So anyway, that's it for this video. And I'll see you all next time. Happy gaming.